Okay, so we made it so the person can enter a word into an input box, and that'll be the word that'll be guessed. So right now we're going to, all in code, we're going to create labels, a list, right? A list, capital L-I-S-T, of labels. It's going to go across here, right? So if they entered the word pizza right in that input box, then there would be 5 boxes up here, labels, right? And you'll see how we do this. So all in code, we're going to do this. So after our loop, after we get the word in, we're going to make an integer called x. You'll see where we use that later. And actually, we'll use it right now. So x is going to equal the length of the word that was entered. Again, a is a string, and we can do things with strings that you're going to learn next week, or maybe the week after. That's a big topic, strings. So this dot contains, this dot length, that all has to do with strings. Strings are basically words. And then we're going to create another integer. And now we're going to put the x coordinate for the point objects to place them on the form during runtime, right? At any component that you have, right, the upper left point of that component is where it's placed, right? And 0, 0, kind of like the grid on a Cartesian plane or the coordinate plane that you use in math. Usually 0, 0, 0, 0 starts in the middle here. Well, 0, 0 for this starts up here, and as you go across, the x gets greater. As you go down, right, the y also gets greater, unlike in math where it gets smaller as you go down. So 0, 0 is here. So our point, the first label's upper left-hand point, is going to be about right here, right, and maybe 50 down, 50 across. So that would be 50-50, but you'll see how we do this. So we're going to say dim x coord, we'll call it, for the x coordinate, as integer, and that's going to equal 10. And then we're going to say for I equals 0 to x minus 1, right? A string is just like an array. We talked about arrays before lists, and strings, each letter in the string is indexed from 0 to the number of letters in the string minus 1 to the last letter. So again, a string really behind the scenes is an array of single characters. So we're going to go through and we're going to say w.add, right? Now this is W is our list of labels, and we're going to add the first label. So we're going to add what? A new label. And then we're going to w.element at I, index I. Right now you saw these two functions in the list notes from yesterday. I'm sorry, from Monday, 2 days ago. So the text of the first label is going to be another function called getChar. We're going to get the character from A, and we're going to get the first character. Now getChar, right, is a function, string functions, where you're going to get the character, right, from the word A, and that's the word that was inputted up here. And we're going to get the, well, I is 0 to start. So we're going to say 0 plus 1. We're going to get the first character. I don't know why this doesn't use indexing here. It should say 0, but get char is called a 1-based indexing. So we want to get the first character and place it in the text of that, of this, right? Of this element at index, in this case, 0, right? Well, what is this? This is a label, right? It's an array of labels. So that's just putting the text. So that's actually going to put the character in there, right? Like I said before, the letters are all going to be in the boxes, but we're going to actually make the text the same color as the background, which is going to be white, so you're not going to see them. So then we're going to say w.element at I. So we're going to set up these labels. We got a whole bunch of stuff to do to them, right? We want to say it's a location. We got to place it somewhere. And it's going to be a point on the grid. We're going to say new point. And that's going to be X chord, right? Which in this case is 10, 40. 40. So that's where that first label is going to go 10 over 10 pixels and then down 40. And that first one's going to be about right here, the upper left-hand corner of that label. So that creates the point there for that location. Oh, what did I do? I spelled something wrong here. Element at. There should be 40 here. And then we're going to say w.element at I. We're going to be typing this a lot. Thank God for loops. If it wasn't for loops, we'd be doing this for every single label. And we're going to say auto size equals false. We don't want it to size up with the size of the character that's in there. And now we're going to set the bounds. We're assigning its top, the left corner on the form. So w.element at I is going to, or dot top, its top is going to equal 40. And we're going to say the left at I. Top left is the important portion of the actual component, of any component. And we're going to say that's the actual X chord, again, which in this case is 10. The reason why we're not doing a Y is because the Y is going to be the same, right? The tops of these guys are all going to be the same across, but the X is going to change. They're going to go from left to right. And now we want to set the width and height of the array, okay, which is the element of the list. Dot width, we'll say it's 30, and that's in pixels. W.element at I dot height and that's going to be 45. And now we're going to set the colors. We're going to set the background on the 4 colors. So w.element at, we're going to say it's back color dot back color is going to be color dot white. Element at I dot 4 color equals the same thing, color dot white. So we're not going to be able to see the letter, although it's going to be there. And as they guess it, we're going to actually turn the forecolor black if they guess it correct. The font now, w.element at I dot font is going to equal a new font, and that's going to consist of a font called Consolus, comma, it will be a size of 26. Font style is going to be dot and bold. And then we're going to increase the x coordinate for the next time around. X coord equals x coord plus 35. We're going to move it over 35 from the top left. And then we have to actually put the element on the form, right? We set up the elements, but we didn't really place it yet. So me.controls.add. A lot of new stuff you're seeing here. You don't have to memorize any of this stuff. You're not going to be tested on any of this in-depth stuff that we're doing here. W.element at, so we're going to add that label at index I to the form. And then we're going to say next, and we'll go to the next one. Oh, what happened here? On error, resume next. I don't want that. All right, so if we were to run this right now, right, we should actually see this barring any mistakes. And again, you're human, probably going to make mistakes. Most of us do in the beginning. Here's one mistake here. We need the thing we did yesterday, we need another parenthesis up there. Right there in a dot contains. So let me run it. All right, and I'll put in the word pizza. And just do capital or single letters, right? Don't mix them up. All right, and there it is. There's 5 letters, right? There's a P in there, you just can't see it. There's an I there, a Z, and an A, right? So tomorrow we're going to write the game itself. It's a little longer than this, but it's nothing you can't handle. And that would start the game there. And that's day 2 of this project.